This is the EWN Podcast Network.
Ever wondered how you could turn your side hustle into a full-time gig and spend more time together?
Hi, I'm Vikki, a #1 best-selling author.
And I'm John, a retired Los Angeles police officer. Welcome to Dig the Well, where we help couples navigate the world of business.
We've been married for 35 years, and because we built a successful side business, John retired 9 years earlier than he originally planned from the Los Angeles Police Department after 25 years on the job. Now we spend more time together, and we want to help couples like you do the same.
Join us as we help you overcome common obstacles, and we show you how to make extra income without sacrificing family time.
Ready to dig deep and build your well? Let's get started. Welcome back. Welcome back to Dig the Well.
Yay.
We are excited you're with us again today. And guess what? This is a milestone episode. I can't believe it. Can you believe it, John?
It's hard to believe.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah. 50. It's our 52nd episode. And what does 52 represent to all y'all? 52 weeks in the year. It's our year episode, 1 year.
Years gone by so fast.
So fast. And, you know, we're kind of coining this title, from travel hacks to $1 million mindset, 1 year of lessons. And we've learned a lot.
Yeah, we really have, especially doing the podcast, right?
Yeah.
We hadn't done anything like this before. So it really, and again, you know, it goes back, I think, a lot of times to, you know, you want to get out of your comfort zone, right? And this certainly was because we've never done it.
Yeah.
But we've grown so much because of it. It's been a great experience.
Yeah, it really, really has. We've done tons of Zoom recordings for our team in business, you know, over and over again, hundreds. And so getting in front of the camera wasn't bad.
No, that wasn't so bad. But again, the only reason why it wasn't so bad doing it this time was because we've done stuff like that before.
Yeah.
We've actually had to speak. We've had to get in front of cameras. We had to do those things before. And there was always a time when it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There was a time, but just by doing it and getting out of our comfort zone, we got it cured us of that, and then it opens up all these other doors. And like, you know, how many times have you heard said, right? Everything you ever want in life lies just outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that is so true.
Absolutely. It is.
Yeah.
And you get stronger because of it. Yeah. And
For sure.
It's not as scary.
And then things aren't so much uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah. Exactly. Trying new things like this. Yeah. We weren't even nervous about it.
Yeah, like doing the speech at our daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
Right. I had to get up there and do that speech. I wasn't even worried. I didn't even give it a second thought. It wasn't a big deal because we've had to do things like this.
Yeah. I know. That's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Really helps in so many different ways.
Yeah. So today being our 1 year anniversary, we are taking everything that we've learned in these 52 weeks and turning it into a roadmap for you to grow faster, smarter, and stronger this coming year. Are you guys excited? We hope so. Put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you in the comments more. We're always scanning that, answering people's questions. So please don't hold back on commenting on what you'd like to hear more of. Yeah,
especially what's going to help you, right? What is it personally that's going to help you grow, help get you out of maybe some of the things that are limiting you, and get you out of your comfort zone a little bit too. Let us know because we're interested in that. We want to help you.
Yeah.
It's all about you guys.
Digging the well before you need the water. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And, you know, the other thing too is if there's one thing we've learned from building a business together, it's simply this, right? Success doesn't happen by accident, right? It happens by design. There has to be some intentionality to what you're doing. Otherwise, if you just leave it haphazardly, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be successful, or you're not going to have the success that we want for you. And I think you want for yourself.
Yeah, I love that. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design.
Yeah. And, you know, I think some people are a little bit afraid of success. Have you seen that where people actually fear? You know, here's a weird thing. years ago, I was watching some golf tournament, and I remember the guy who was doing the announcing made a comment about this guy who was playing, and he said, "Yeah, he's not afraid to score low." And I thought, well, no kidding.
I don't even know what that means.
So he's not afraid to shoot a low score. Well, of course he's not. He's a professional freaking golfer, right? That's the whole point, is to shoot as low a score as you possibly can, because these guys are making millions of dollars. And I'm thinking, why would he be afraid to score low? So I kind of researched it and tried to figure out what was he talking about. And I guess there's this mind block. There's this limiting thought that a lot of athletes have, or not a lot, some athletes have, and a lot of business people have, to where they don't want all the success. They want to be somewhat successful, but not have the huge success, right? That's there available.
That's crazy to me, because I don't think that way.
I know.
That's crazy.
I don't either. That's why I didn't understand what the heck the guy was talking about.
Yeah.
But you figure that, I think, and then I started thinking about, why would somebody be afraid of success? And I think they're afraid of all of the rest of the responsibilities that come with success, leading other people, doing things. Again, getting outside their comfort zone. They're afraid that, hey, if I'm successful, I become a leader. And how am I going to lead other people? I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't think I can do it. And most people, in fact, everybody that we know that we've encountered like that, every single time they're wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
They've got everything it takes. Yeah. Absolutely everything it takes. And if they don't feel like they do, for us, we lean on Jesus.
Yeah, because God wants you to be successful.
Yeah. I think prosper in the Bible, it's 140 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Wow.
The God wants you to prosper. So start working on unlocking that belief. Get yourself a business coach that can help you get rid of those limiting beliefs, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my best advice. I didn't used to always believe in coaching, and then now look at us. We coach people all the time. But I think people need it. They need coaching.
Yeah, because there's just, it just amazes me when we've talked to people and kind of drilled down into what's going on. And we know there's always something holding everyone back. There's something holding me back. There's something holding Vikki back, right? There's always something holding you back. But oftentimes you can't see it, and you need someone else to see that in you.
Right.
And if you can get past that,
the world is your oyster, as they say.
Good grief. It's limitless.
Yeah, seriously. So, well, we're going to dive into some juicy content and thoughts now for you guys. We wanted to talk about some of our most popular, most listened to, most downloaded episodes. And it was a shock to us, to be quite honest. Maybe not a shock. Maybe I shouldn't say shock, because I find it interesting. And I know that John does too. And those 2 episodes were our travel episodes.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 number 1 listened to, downloaded podcasts. And in case you haven't listened to either one of them, go back to episode 26 and 49. And 49 just dropped a couple weeks ago. It's all unlocking some travel hacks. And it was really me interviewing John. And John has become a wealth of knowledge with our travel since you kind of took that over for the 2 of us. You've learned so much.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I wish I knew, 20, 30 years ago what I know today.
Yeah.
We would be so much better off with the little hacks that you can do for travel. And then, there's something else I was thinking for an upcoming episode. We're going to do a deep dive into credit card points. And if y'all are watching this and you're not playing the credit card points game, I think you're leaving a lot on the table. I think pretty much everyone should be involved somehow with the credit card points deal, because it's so lucrative. And especially if you strategically approach it and know which card you should have, which ones you want to avoid. And it's different for different people, right?
Right.
But if you know which ones that you should have, and you can have a certain combination of cards in your wallet, you can get so much value out of having those cards. It's incredible. So we'll do a deeper dive into that. And if before the episode, if there's any of you that want some more information, drop a comment. Let me know, because I can help you find what cards actually would work for your in your situation, because it's different. Like I said, it's different for different people.
Yeah. And we don't get paid for that. I mean, unless sponsors listening, we would love to. That'd be cool. So it's really just our tips that we've learned, John's learned over the years. Yeah. And you know why I think, John, now looking at all the 52 episodes that we've done, why I think that people really resonated with those two was they got instant value. It was something they could take away and actually apply that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that was cool.
A lot of the stuff we talk about when it has to do with entrepreneurship, business, whatnot, tips and tricks for business. You're right. It's something that they need to apply, but it's not something that they can apply right now and see results right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's more that the results, actually. It's because you should apply what we're teaching you every day, like the mastering the mundane, the daily tasks that you should do, but you don't always get the results. But your tips, your travel hacks gave people results immediately.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
that's cool. It's almost like quantum leap. People do want the quantum leap a lot of times. So
Yeah, it's funny. You want the quantum leap, but in reality, you don't.
I know. When it comes to business, you don't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You don't want that. And the quantum leap, what we're talking about is like winning the lottery, right? It's just like very little effort, but you get this huge result, this huge positive result, but you didn't really actually work for it. And then what people don't seem to want is putting in the work day after day, like Vic was saying, mastering the mundane, and just doing the job, just the boring, mundane part of it over and over and over again, and then eventually getting that good result. You are so much better of a person and a business person if you do it that way rather than just wanting the quantum leap.
And that comes from one of our favorite books, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson.
Yep.
Yeah, if we could give you one tip today, go buy the book, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson.
Yep.
You can listen to it on Audible.
It's a philosophy for life, right? You can apply that with everything you do.
Yeah, 100%. So, and then, let's talk about not the converse of the most popular episodes, but we want to know if the location episodes that we did this past year resonated.
How many
with
of those
you.
did we do?
I believe we did 5. I just went back and counted. I think we did 5. And 2 were in Tulum. They were in Tulum, Mexico. One was in, I think New Orleans. No, not New Orleans.
No, we've never been.
It was, well, anyway, it was at one of our conferences.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, no, Nashville.
It was in Nashville.
Yeah,
at
Opryland.
And then there was one that we did. Was it back in? It was either Cabo.
Yeah. And we had some Tulum ones, and then also up in Sonoma at our favorite winery, Optima Winery. So, of those 5, we kind of expected even more. We had a lot of listeners and we had a lot of downloads, but we want to, if we're going to go to that much effort, because believe me, it's a lot of effort. You don't realize what we're packing in our suitcase because it's the 2 of us. We don't have a crew that's doing the episodes with us.
Someday we're going to have roadies that go out there and do all that for us, but
yeah, exactly.
not right now.
Yeah, but we don't at this point in our podcast journey. And so it's a lot of work to pack everything. We don't mind, but we just don't even know if it's resonating with you. So if you could comment, wherever you're listening, if you're listening on YouTube right now, please comment and tell us, hey, I like that, because you could actually see in the background. We actually didn't have fake backgrounds. It wasn't a virtual background. You could see the breeze blowing behind us in Tulum. We were on our balcony. You could see the beautiful water. But again, if it's not something that resonates with you, please let us know. And we'll check that out, because we have a lot of fun things coming up. We are going to Cabo in February. Yeah. So we could do another one from there. Dallas, Texas area. Maybe we'll book a trip to Qatar. You want us to go to Qatar? I'd love to go back to Qatar.
I know.
Where else would you like to go? Side note, John, what's your favorite location in the world that we haven't been to?
That we haven't been to?
Yeah.
I would say maybe go to like the Maldives or Seychelles, something like that. Those overwater bungalows. Never stayed in one of those. They look really cool.
They do.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we're going to make a plan to go somewhere special. And that's another thing. Put in the chat where you want us to go. Maybe if we go to your location that you want us to go to, we're going to send you a free gift.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And then we'll, that would be worth. And again, if you guys like the remote location podcast, we'll haul the stuff around.
Yeah, we don't mind.
That'd be really cool.
As long as we know you're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause that was one of the points we were trying to make at the beginning of this is we want this to be for you. So if you don't care about those remote location things, then we won't put in the effort to do it, because if it's not what you want, then we won't do it. But if you like it, we will. So we want this next season, this next year, to be about you and what moves the needle for you and what helps you and your family.
Yes, absolutely. And that is one thing we have gotten feedback on, is that you don't want to just walk away inspired. You want to walk away equipped.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
That's what we're definitely going to do. What we're going to bring that to you in this coming year.
Yeah, because inspiration is you can buy that and $4 you can buy a coffee, right?
I know, right? Maybe $5 at Starbucks with an Americano, and that's the cheapest.
You get a drip coffee.
Oh, how much is drip? I don't
know.
Drip.
I don't drink coffee there.
Yeah, I always do. I always do Americano. So,
yeah, and like we said before too, our best content gave people something they could do or use that same day, right? It's not just a good feeling. It's actually something that's tangible, something you can use, and it, like I said too, it moves the needle for you.
Yeah, we love giving you good feelings, but we want to move the needle. Yeah, I agree. And our commitment this coming second year, our second season, is to be your go-to source for practical, faith-based, real-world business wisdom.
Yeah.
That's a mic drop.
Boom.
I like that. That's a mic drop. All right, switching gears, we're going to talk about the name a little bit with Dig the Well. And so we're officially relaunching Dig the Well for year 2, and I know it's going to have that sharper focus, but it's kind of cool. John's going to explain something we came up with that has to do with Dig the Well and the initials.
Yeah, so DTW, right? Dig the Well. But another thing we wanted to focus on this coming year is basically do the work, right? Ooh. Because if you think about it, you can have all the business knowledge in the world, but if you don't actually put some work behind it, it's going to be completely useless, right?
That's right.
Because you don't get paid on what you know and you go to sleep on and you take to the grave. What's going to work for you and your family, and it's going to make a better life for you and your family, is actually putting the work in behind the knowledge that you have.
Right, exactly. And I don't want anyone getting away from what Dig the Well means. It doesn't mean that, now we need the water, we're going to dig the well. No. The whole premise is that you dig the well before you need the water, and then you put the work in.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully you never need the water like that. Maybe you're going to dig the well and you never actually run into any hardships in life, or you never actually need it. Great.
But I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you're one of those, I'd like to meet you.
I know. Life is full of plenty of hardships.
Yeah, and then and plus, think about it. If you put this effort in and dig the well, and your life is just a bed of roses, right? Everything's so perfect. You don't have any financial issues, any financial problems. Wouldn't it be nice to give to a great charity?
Yes.
Right. Even if you dug the well for that,
right,
so that later you could just start giving to the things that matter to you. Right.
And I think you should tell everybody your dream of what you want to do with your police pension.
Yeah. So
it gets to that point.
One of the things I wanted to do is I want us to get to a point where I don't need my retirement, my monthly retirement check. I'm not saying, if anyone's listening from the city of Los Angeles in the fiscal operations division, don't get me wrong. Don't stop sending me those checks. I still want that money. I just don't need the money, right? I want to get to that point where we don't need the money. And so we have this, we already have it, right? It's the Wheel of Fortune thing where you spin it. So it's a vertical little wheel, it's a dry erase board, and it has little pie-shaped things and a little.
Yeah. Like
So
a
what I-
roulette wheel, kind of.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do is in each of those little pie-shaped dealies, put in a different charity, something that matters to us.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll put in these different worthwhile charities that I think, and there's so many of them, right? I mean, gosh, there's thousands of them, but the ones that matter to us. And then every month, spin it and see which one it lands on and send them the check.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Love that. I love it.
So that's going to happen.
And what I think too, what I just want to throw in is that we love to give anonymously. We don't love winding up on all these lists and then everybody's we want to give when we want to give, not always because we're asked. That's just the kind of people we are. So I do that a lot. I like to give anonymously. Yeah. So I wonder how we could do that because they'll get our information on the check or whatever.
Well, we'll send them somehow. We'll do some sort of a like ACH transfer into their account.
Yeah, but
because we've made that mistake before where then my phone and my inbox is just loaded with everybody with their hand out.
Loaded.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. I'll wake up in the morning and I have 300 emails. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. So if that's somebody like you, that's something else you can do when you dig the well and create multiple income streams for yourself. You can give yourself that extra income to give to charities more. I love that.
But the key is what? You got to start digging now.
Yeah.
Dig now that you don't need it.
Do the work.
Right?
Yeah. Dig the well.
Like if you think about it,
work.
back in the day when we had, our this country was just being the pioneers of this country, they didn't wait for winter to set before they started stockpiling food, right? They stockpiled it in the summertime because they knew they would need it for the winter. So they started, or at least the smart ones, started that early.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so true. So what else you can expect from us this next year is we are going to be more discerning of our experts that we put on for you to hear from. They are going to be top notch, whether it's recruiters for business, whether it's coaches for business, whether it's marketing professionals. We're going to be very discerning. So if it's not just the two of us sharing, you're going to really get value from the contents of our experts that we are interviewing. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. And then we're going to also see what the trending topics are that matter now, like not stuff that was great 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But because the landscape is changing so quickly and so, just so rapidly, and it's changing in taking huge steps. And if you don't keep up, you're going to be left behind. So we don't want that to happen. And in fact, for us too, we have to keep up with what's going on, especially with AI. Right. AI is huge now. It's and you guys have seen it. How much has AI changed everybody's lives?
In just weeks. Months, weeks.
Yeah. And what is it going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? It's going to be amazing.
Right.
So, but we want to stay ahead of that, right? We want to stay in front of all that and get that information and figure out how can you incorporate some of these topics that we're going to tackle in the next 12 months. How can you make that work for you?
Yeah,
so we want to, we definitely want to look into that.
Yeah, I'm ready to give you kind of big hit value content as well. Like I'm a big quote person and I love listening to a podcast and hearing like a quote, a sentence, a sound bite that I can, dig my teeth into that whole day. So we're going to work on bringing you that as well. So really excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is that we want to give you something that every week that can save you time, help you earn more money, strengthens your mindset. And basically that's going to be our new standard for the next 12 months and hopefully more than that. But for the next 12 months, we really want to do that because we, again, like I said before, we want to make a difference, a positive change for you and your family, to something that works out for you and your family.
Yeah, 100%. And, with that, we're going to do a lot of trending topics, things that are current that day that just hit the news. And as much as we tell you, don't watch mainstream media because you're not being told the truth, we're going to dive in and bring you the truth, decipher that noise that's out there. So that's our big goal for us too. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then, every business owner should always be asking themselves, am I adapting fast enough? Right? Because you have to adapt, right? If you're not adapting and changing, you're falling behind.
Yeah.
And think about it. Think how many businesses that were very successful and now they're like, you never hear anything about them.
Yeah.
I
Kind of crazy.
I'm not even sure what's going on with like Sprinkles cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Remember how trendy that was?
Yeah, that thing was massively popular.
Yeah.
And then
They're still around.
lately it's like, it's crickets, right?
Our daughter was a manager there, and it was like the line was out the door. They were having cupcake ATMs at airports and things. And yeah.
It was
kind of crazy.
It was quite the thing, and I knew you knew that was going to be more of a fad, not even a trend, right? So you knew that was kind of a fad type of deal. But I wonder if they did, and maybe they did. Maybe they've diversified and moved into other businesses, and maybe obviously call it something other than Sprinkle. So they hopefully they did. Hopefully they're still successful. But that's an example. If they didn't adapt, if they didn't change. Sure, that was a flash in the pan. They were super popular for probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then it's going to start falling back because if you don't adapt, it's going to fall back to nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. The world is moving that fast. But if you stay, I feel like when a company stays rooted in service and keeps the customer, is obsessed with what the customer wants, they will always win. Hopefully they just Sprinkles again, going back to that. Hopefully they morphed and are following along with what the customer wants.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of what we're going to focus on too next year or this coming year is going to be, that high tech, but with high touch, right?
Yeah.
I think the combination.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Is pretty much unstoppable for success.
Yeah. So flying first class becomes a metaphor for us, now that was like one of our very most popular episodes. Flying first class is living with excellence and intentionality. And that's what we're trying to teach you guys. It really is.
Because, if you think about it, we mean flying first class, not like literally flying first class. They're obviously literally too,
yeah,
I guess. But in both life and business, we want you to be first class. We want you to have that, right?
Yeah.
And I think you want that.
Yeah.
I hope you would, right? You want the best for you and your family. You can't expect a first class life on a coach class work ethic, right?
That's what we're saying again.
Yeah, you can't expect a first class life on a coach class work ethic. And it goes back to what was said earlier, right? If you want to put in the work and get outside of your comfort zone, you're going to have that first class life, both in your personal lives and in your business life.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of the whole if you don't work, you don't eat mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were in Africa. We took our kids on a photo safari, and the two of us had the same epiphany when we were there. Do you want to tell that? You're such a good storyteller.
Yeah, we had arrived in Nairobi, and which is in Kenya, and there's a lot of poverty throughout Africa, right? And we were being driven from the airport to the lodge that we were staying in. Really cool place, and everything's contained inside this big compound, right? So we never had to leave. And as we're driving in, I noticed because Nairobi is a big city, but the streets were lined with street vendors, and it was families, right? There were lots of little kids there. There were moms and dads, and as you drive past, if you see cars pull over and they would buy something, and then they'd go to the next one, they'd buy something. And what we found out was we never once saw a supermarket or a store. Everything was bought on the street side. And so I asked the guide who was driving us, I said, what's the deal with all these vendors? I've never seen that before in my life. And he said, basically, he said, we're not like the United States of America. We don't give money away. We don't have welfare. So he said, all these families that are selling whatever they're selling, and you can buy anything you need, you can buy it right here in the street. They do that because they need to make money to live. Because if you don't work, you die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of crazy. And we, our kids got to see that. So talk about work ethic. Talk about do the work.
And it was
DTW.
Yeah, right. They have to do the work. It's do the work or die. We don't have to worry about that here so much, right?
And we have welfare for a good reason. There are people, we've talked about this before, that there are people that need it, but it's not meant to be stayed on forever,
Right.
which tons of people are doing.
It's supposed to be a hand up, not a hand out.
Exactly.
It's not a lifelong endeavor to be on welfare or whatnot. But anyways,
Yeah.
And then the other thing I found interesting was later we went on into Tanzania, and there was one of the guides we were talking, because we were doing some long, just some drives in the car to get to these different parks. And so he had mentioned that he had been to the United States. And I asked him how he liked it, because obviously we love your country. It's really awesome. It's so different. And he said, yeah, he said, the thing that, like, if you ask us what was probably the most memorable part of that trip would be like the Great Migration of all those animals.
Right. In the Serengeti.
Yeah. He says, when I asked him, I said, well, what you brought back with you from the US? What was the main thing? And he said, how many people get paid not to work? He said, I was shocked that so many people on welfare that were able-bodied and could work.
Was that the guy that had polio, or was that
No, that was a different guy.
Okay.
It was a different guy. And that's another story too. There was a guy that had polio, had no use of his left arm, I think it was.
Yeah.
Right or left arm.
Right.
It was one of the arms. Walked with this crazy limp. And when we were at one of the lodges we were staying at, they asked, do you want to play golf? We have a golf course. And so my son and I were like, yeah, we'll go play golf. So they brought caddies out for us. And this guy was a caddy. And I'm thinking, wow, I felt bad for him. I'm like, no, dude.
You tried to say no. We got it.
I'll carry my own bag. And then I got scolded by the manager of the lodge. Says, no, that's what they do. That they work.
That's how he earns money.
That's how he earns money.
Yeah.
And they said, don't tip them more than such an amount, because they're going to expect it all the time and it's not fair. And it was a whole bunch of weird stuff, right? So I brought some T-shirts, some LAPD T-shirts. So I gave he and his son a bunch of T-shirts. They were so excited. The next morning they were at our doors thanking.
Yeah. But you also gave money too.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, right? So we paid him and tipped him what they told us to do. But I remember on the round of golf, we were talking, and he said he had always wanted to be a professional golfer, but he couldn't because of his physical disabilities from his childhood.
Yeah.
But he was still played. Oh my gosh, that guy played way better golf than I did.
Yeah, with one arm, basically.
Oh, yeah, he's just swinging a club with one arm.
Insane. It was so cool.
But even though he had this disabling issue since he was a child, he had to work. Otherwise, he would just die.
Yeah. So I think that's the power of entrepreneurship. They are entrepreneurs over there, and the United States is full of employee mindset instead of entrepreneur mindset. Yeah. So that's a huge.
And that was never the American dream.
No.
Go work for a big company and.
Right. It was to
never
own
the
your own
American
business.
dream.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we can learn a lot here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So, we just want to thank you as we wrap up this episode. We wanted to tell you a little bit more of what's going to be coming. We wanted to especially thank all of you, our loyal listeners, those of you that have liked and subscribed and share, please share the episodes. Don't be shy. If someone comes to mind as you're thinking of it, share it with them. We would so appreciate it. We'd love for you to subscribe. Of course, we're kind of expecting that you would subscribe, but I probably should say it. and share with reckless abandon, as I tend to love to say, and we're going to do a giveaway for anyone who shares the podcast, but also leaves us a comment. So it could be, actually, we're going to go back and look at all the podcast episodes and put everybody in the bucket. So, and you'll get for every comment that you make, we will give you an entry in the drawing. And guess what? It's going to be for something really special. It's going to be for a coaching session mastermind with the two of us and all of our 8 years of experience. Actually, it might be over 40 business experience going back to when you were 17. So that's exciting. So, all right. Well, this podcast is our gift to you, the entrepreneur or budding entrepreneur, no matter where you're listening. No fluff, no hype, just real talk and proven strategies. So if you've been with us since day one, thank you. Yay. Or if this is your first time, definitely buckle up, get ready, because year 2 is going to be fire.
Yes, it will. And remember, don't wait until you need the water. Dig the well now. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Dig the Well.
We hope you feel empowered and ready to take on new challenges.
Remember, if we can do it, so can you. Keep learning, keep believing, and going after your dreams.
And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration or maybe a nudge in the right direction.
Help us grow this community of go-getters. Together, we can achieve greatness and get back to family.
Thanks for listening, and let's keep digging the well.